there absolutely is opportunity to be making money right now in the crypto markets, and I'm going to show you how with a full analysis. I'm also going to talk about how I made a really good chunk of money on this price move here after not trading for an extended period of time, how you can spot moves like this yourself. So if you want someone to sit here and tell you Bitcoin's going to 100K in the next month, I won't be able to help you. But if you're actually looking to learn to trade and build that as a real skill, then I'm going to be able to help you. So whenever you're doing your analysis, you always start by zooming out and looking at the bigger picture. We had our fun little bull market over here. We had our bear market over here. And now we have this mini bull market within a bear market. We'll get into exactly what it is. And don't get obsessed with bear market or bull market labels. They really don't matter that much. So we have our top over here. And then market structure starts to develop on the way down. And it shifts and breaks over here. First this structure broke, and then we got our first major structural break over here, and we got our next one over here at 25k that we're testing, and now we're waiting for our next one over here at about 32k. All this means is downtrend, uptrend. Moving averages show us exactly what's happening. In different market conditions, you trade differently. So if we look on the weekly, which is really zoomed out, you can see that the moving averages haven't completely shifted, and it still shows this as just a return to the mean and a continuation of the downtrend. But if you go on to the 1 day, suddenly you zoom out and you can see a big trend reversal over here where price got bullish. This is always lagging. So if you were watching the price data, you would have noticed this sooner than this reversal over here. And now here we're seeing another reversal and potential continuation downwards. It's not fully confirmed that this uptrend here is over, but it's not looking great, and we've only got one level of support left. So zooming into the key levels that matter on our chart, you can actually see all of them on my screen right now. Here's the most important resistance you need to be paying attention to, 32k. Price gets above here, okay, fantastic, we're full on bullish, we'll go look for longs, there'll be a ton of volatility, more interest coming in, and we can get to trading over that. Next, if we go here, this is around 28k, the lower bound. Acted as a very important resistance here and here. A midpoint that we'll be paying attention to, and then the lower bound of this all is over here at 25k. Now, this is a very key structural level, especially as we zoom out. It's this high here. It's the high that broke over here. And once we lose this, this is the second test, as you'll notice, we will have completely lost this slight bullish structure that we built, and we will have entered a new sideways market. So I'll do a full update on that when we get there. But after that, I expect even worse conditions, less volatility, and just sideways chop for an extended period of time. The closest to this that I can remember would actually be way back 2019, something like this period here, where nothing much is happening. We go up and down slightly. Interest has completely disappeared in the markets, and we go sideways. Now, that's not to say that it'll result in a bull market like this, but it's just a warning that that will be painful. So these three are the most important levels right now from a high time frame perspective. I'm not going to talk about the 32k scenario too much, but basically the next level we'll be watching is 36k if we get above this, and we'll look to catch along to there. On the way down though, the first level I'm really watching is over here just above 20k. So I expect this level where previously price came down, went up, hit resistance here, and this was really the breakout that triggered most of this run. So initially when this breaks, there'll be a good opportunity to catch a move down to 21.4k, and that's what I'll look to trade. So look for some sort of confirmation that we've lost this 25k level and catch the move down here. Okay, so these are the big macro opportunities. Now, what's the more short-term day-to-day stuff? What have I recently made money on, and how? Well, a great trade I took recently. So this was August 29th, a few days ago. We actually got a big news announcement. I can't even remember what it was now off the top of my head. And I immediately tweeted, buy high, sell high. At the time I tweeted, I actually bought after I tweeted. So I ended up entering the position of just under 27k and exiting around 27.5k. Now, the reason I went for this trade, let's take a trip back in time. So why did I not take a single trade from about the 23rd of August and then suddenly look for a trade here? Well, see, what happens is when price compresses and goes sideways like this, I expect big aggressive moves when this finally breaks. The The more compressed price gets for a longer period of time, the more volatile the move afterwards tends to be. So I'm watching, say, these two levels right here, and I'm waiting for that big breakout where price starts moving upwards. Now, I'm not expecting any news to come out. I'm just watching the candles. So let's go on the 15-minute to play this one properly. Back to here, zoom in. Okay, so I'm watching these levels and I'm not actually expecting any news to come out. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I see a candle like this go straight up to 26.97K. Now, people have lost interest this entire period of time. They have no idea which direction the price is going. Suddenly, we get a great piece of news that's got everyone excited, and we see a candle like this. Now, normally, if I miss where I'm trying to enter from by this much, I won't enter. But I know because of this long period of compression, moves tend to be very aggressive, and I know that if we get a good piece of news coming out with this as well, price is likely going to explode up. And if you take a look at my entry, about 26.9, and you take a look at the price here, about 26.9, I entered the second this candle closed. I didn't wait for the retrace because I knew one of two things is going to happen. Price starts to come back down, in which case I'll exit instantly. I know the exact type of move I'm looking for, straight ones that go up. So what is the trade I'm looking for? It's open, long position over here. Now the take profit, I'll be targeting the next resistance up here about 28K, which gives me a huge risk to reward ratio. And I put about a 1% flat stop loss because I did not want to see price go back at all. So back to auto. And this is the trade. This is what I'm waiting to play out. And it was actually a little bit late. So I just wanted to enter and get out of this position. But it was outside of my regular trading hours. I still traded because, well, we haven't had any opportunity and we don't get too many chances. So if I'm at the computer ready to go, I'm going to go. Let price play out. And you can see it went up in two different waves and eventually hit this 28K target. Now I actually exited on the move down here because the second it started going down, I knew this move might take a little while and I wanted to go out to dinner. So I exited early, but should I have had time and stayed at the computer, the full move would have played out. And yeah, so that's the logic, that's the play. And this is what I do when price enters tight ranges like this. If we zoom back out to the 4 hour now, we can see the price started to come back down and you never really know what it's going to do at this point. It's either going to retrace the entire thing back down and go here. And because the news wasn't that big of a deal, there's no clear trend in the market. We've seen a repeat pattern of long consolidations, sharp moves up and down. I'm not going to get caught up in the emotional part of the news. I normally expect moves like this to come straight back down, which is another reason why I was very okay exiting early the second I saw any signs of weakness and not really waiting for the whole move to play out. And price pretty much crashed back down. You actually could have caught a nice short over here if you set this level and waited for the breakdown. Price is now testing aggressively this support here, which remember we set off of this low over here. And we'd set our upside now at around 26.63. So I'd be watching this range here because we've got 1-2 data points supporting this over here, plus this big deviation makes it so if we get a big breakout above this level, it's not going to be that significant because we'll hit resistance straight away. And then even above here, potential resistance there, and now potential resistance there with all that price data. To the downside, there's a lot less resistance and that can crash at any point. Take a quick look at that and you just see hardly any price data previously on this. First level is 25K, and once we lose that, that's the big short we're looking to catch. No BS, real analysis that'll help you guys trade the markets, build your own systems, and make money. That's everything from me.